Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a Christmas video for you guys. Of course, if you're watching this on Christmas Day, I really do appreciate you, and hopefully you've had a great Christmas so far. But today we're going to do a little bit of a Christmas special in probably the most Christmas style that we have on World of Tanks console. So what is that? Well, it's the T28 HTC, and of course, it's a very interesting one, and we'll be talking about how the year has gone, etc., and everything that's kind of happened with World of Tanks as we go through. I'm going to play the game actually live, so we'll just hop straight into a game just so that we've got something in the background whilst we're talking about how the year's gone. And of course, your guys' support over the entire year has been absolutely mental. I mean, the fact that this year we've been able to get 2.1 million views, which is I mean, nuts in itself, is brilliant. And of course, with 3.7 thousand new subscribers, as well as of course getting up to what, nearly 17,000 already. Yeah, that is absolutely nuts. I can't thank you all enough for how much support you guys have been giving me, and just all of the great feedback and just general community that we've got going on. And of course, I want to talk about both this year and also what's going to happen next year with the channel and stuff like that, and kind of how it's all going to go out and plan and stuff like that. So, with everything that we know so far about the game, we're going to have the release of course, the double-barreled tanks coming soon, hopefully. Of course, not confirmed 100%, but we should be seeing the new double-barreled tanks coming out soon. They did release that they will be coming into the game, so that's always great. And those lead off of the tier 7 KV3. So, yeah, it should be a pretty interesting one. But I guess now is the time to recap on what's happened this year. So starting off in the year, we of course had a variety of different kind of updates that came out. We had the release of things, well, the continued release of obviously all of the season tanks, and yeah, some more annoying season tanks that we've seen this year. There's been some great updates, things like that have just been useful to everyone and that have kind of been beneficial. But there's also been a few things that have really annoyed me when it comes to the game. And I'm not going to make this into an annoyed video, it's just kind of a summary of what's happened. Of course, we had the release of things like the AVRE, which, yeah, was a bit of a pain in the backside. And of course, right now you can pick up the AVRE, or you will be able to tomorrow if you're watching this on the release on Christmas Day, which, I mean, thank you very much if you're watching this on Christmas Day. I hope you've had a great day so far. Obviously, lots of presents and family time, which is the most important thing. Yeah, I'm currently probably away, so I'm pre-recording this, so yeah, I am not actually sat here live on Christmas Day. But the whole point about kind of the AVRE and all of these tanks is that it kind of devalues the whole playing the game. It makes things a lot simpler for people, which is not necessarily a good thing. I mean, there's lots of complexities to World of Tanks which make it a very, very good game, and unfortunately with the release of some of these tanks that just rely on kind of dealing these huge amounts of damage in one go and being able to deal with damage just kind of in one go, really doesn't help a whole lot. So yeah, hopefully we won't see more of that, and we'll be seeing more of the kind of more balanced stuff coming into the game. Now, yeah, whether that is going to be the case next year, I have no idea. I mean, I would hope that that is the case, but you never really know. There is someone camping in their base, which is always great. So it looks like we are going to get taken out here real quick, which is never good. So a brilliant piece of content in terms of the gameplay in the background. Now, we had a few games that were absolutely very, very good, and we recently did a Christmas stream. Of course, we've been doing streams over the last year, which has been kind of one of the newest things on the channel. So yeah, that's been a kind of a good thing to do. I've enjoyed kind of having that communication directly with you guys and being able to see what your thoughts are and what you've enjoyed about the game, what you haven't enjoyed, and of course getting inspiration for what you want to see next on the game is also very, very good. And that sort of thing. So I'm glad that we've kind of been doing those streams, and hopefully next year I'll be able to kind of commit to doing more streams and just keeping them a little bit more kind of I guess consistent throughout the time. Now, yeah, whether or not that will happen is, yeah, dependent on how it goes, but I'm hoping that we can do that. But it is primarily dependent on how it all goes in the future. But yeah, it should be fairly kind of cool to see how it goes. And unfortunately, you get taken out. Brilliant! What a great game. Either way, we'll just continue playing some tanks in the background. Maybe overcommitted there, but yeah, I've just enjoyed doing the whole streaming and stuff like that, which is a really good way to connect with you guys, is what I'm trying to say. And hopefully we can kind of continue that next year, be more dedicated and just produce a bit more stream content for you guys, so you can kind of join along and ask me questions live, as it's a lot easier to answer questions live. And I feel like, you know, you can ask multiple questions, do whatever you need within the stream as well. But of course, with the updates and releases of things like the AVRE, and with the releases of a lot of the Cold War tanks that have kind of been, shall we say, skeptical. Yeah, it's been a little bit of an annoyance year in terms of kind of upsetting the balance of a lot of the game modes. Both World War II and Cold War, mainly because they keep releasing these kind of more OP premiums in the attempt to try and sell stuff, basically, is what it seems like. Now, obviously not confirmed by Wargaming or anything like that, because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want to do that in the public eye, but, you know, it definitely seems that way from the point of view of the player. And yeah, it really doesn't help with the new player experience. Obviously, we've done quite a few videos talking about the whole new player experience and what could make the game better and stuff like that. And hopefully Wargaming will be able to kind of help on this and be able to actually kind of implement good changes over the next year. Obviously, we can hope. Whether or not that's actually going to happen, completely up to Wargaming, but I have a little bit of faith. Hopefully they can kind of sort that out and try and make a better game overall, which is what everybody wants that's playing this game. You know, the more players we have in, the bigger the budget we'll get and stuff like that, then yeah, it should make the game just a generally nicer place to be, and one that, you know, you can have a lot more freedom to kind of have these bigger updates and kind of helpful updates that we'll see throughout the years. But obviously, with the release of this year, we haven't seen a whole lot of like kind of big updates, I guess, in terms of what the game has been providing. There's quite a few different like smaller things that we've had, but overall there's still quite a bit of kind of stuff I'd like to see in the future, and unfortunately for us, we haven't seen a whole lot so far. So yeah, it'd be nice to see that come in the future. So yeah, it'll be good to see that sort of stuff come into the game, things that are just kind of more like challenges and that sort of thing. I think that would be brilliant, but unfortunately so far nothing in that kind of region where we get to see more challenges and kind of stuff like that. But I guess that will come in time, I think, as Wargaming kind of have more freedom to do that sort of thing. But yeah, at the end of the day, the whole game is down to what Wargaming decide, and hopefully they'll kind of be on the side of the player base that are kind of wanting more from the game. So yeah, fingers crossed that will happen, but we can't guarantee anything. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what your guys' thoughts are on the whole year of World of Tanks and what's kind of gone on, and what you're expecting from the kind of future updates that we'll see in the game. It'll be interesting, but also the things that you found really well this year. I mean, there's been some very, very good things. I feel like they're kind of, they do some really great premium tanks that are brilliant, but then they also go ahead and release like kind of these annoying premium tanks that are just super annoying to kind of come up against. So that can be a bit of a problem as well. So fingers crossed we'll see more of that sort of good content coming across, and less of the need to kind of produce these overpowered premiums. But in addition to all of that sort of stuff, we've also had updates like new maps coming back into the game, which is always much appreciated. I mean, the release of kind of some of the older maps that we've had for a long time is one of the biggest things that kind of players will notice from playing, I guess, a year ago. And that is a big reason why I think a lot of players kind of find the game a little bit dull sometimes and a little bit annoying sometimes. But I guess that will come yet again with time, where we'll see newer maps develop, ones that we haven't seen already before, which will be kind of one of the biggest things that I feel like will be good as a player, is seeing new maps that haven't been ever released before. But yeah, it's entirely down to Wargaming's development cycle, how they kind of want to progress the game, I guess. But yeah, we won't know that until later on down the line. So yeah, it should be a great time, I guess, for next year to see what they've got planned with the new tech trees and stuff like that, and what's going on with Cold War. Whether they'll do some big updates and stuff like that. That'll be a kind of a cool thing to see. And yeah, really, I'd love to see more cosmetic options, things that are kind of challenges, long-term challenges, things that want to get people playing the game and consistently play the game. So yeah, that's one thing that we've kind of been missing. I feel like there's not a whole lot to go on once the season ends, and you know, you're kind of stuck with the whole grind of grinding through tech tree lines. You don't feel like you're subsequently doing anything else other than grinding those lines, which in all fairness is absolutely fine for kind of, you know, newer players. You've got to go through the tech tree lines, and often, you know, you don't have the experience to complete more difficult challenges and stuff like that. But for players that have played any length of time, you know, coming on to like a year, you find yourself in that cycle of not really having a whole lot to do. And so introducing new ways of being able to earn stuff is going to be very, very good, and hopefully something that I think will be beneficial to a lot of players. But you never know. I mean, maybe they won't, and hopefully we'll see stuff like that. But yeah, it'd be very, very cool to see stuff like that in general coming out at the end of the day. But the other thing that I feel like is kind of missing from the game is kind of the ability to kind of progress, not necessarily along the tech trees, but like along with your friends. And so Wargaming have released next year that they will be bringing out kind of this clan update, or they'll be doing something to clans next year. Of course, we've got a clan. There's the Clips clan. You might have seen a couple people in the game. I think a lot of them are American, so on the NA server, but of course I play exclusively basically on the European server. I just go on whatever is the best connectivity. It's not through choice. It doesn't really matter which one you play. But yeah, I'll just play on whatever. But yeah, essentially there's nothing really to do with clans. I mean, other than having a clan tag, which is just next to your name, there's literally no benefit. There's nothing useful, and of course, yes, you can find other players that are in your clan, but often you don't really have any kind of local place to meet. There's no way of kind of planning things with your clan. There's no real communication between clan members. Like 90% of the time, you can't even know who's in your clan. Like, you have to go to a third-party website or Wargaming's website on the internet, which you can't do through your console. There's no clan interface, so this would be something that will be very, very nice to have in the game eventually. Yeah, I mean, just in general, the kind of community aspect that Wargaming provide for the actual game itself is not particularly amazing. So yeah, it'd be great to see things like that improved over the year, next year. And I think the biggest thing for me is just focusing on trying to provide the best content for you guys. I'm really just trying to knuckle down and find what you guys enjoy the most. So if you have anything that you've really enjoyed this year, things that you would love to see again, if you'd like me to cover entire tech trees in a video where we kind of cover one entire tech tree line, then let me know, because we're kind of getting our way down to owning every single tank in World War II now, with the release of kind of all of the stuff that we've done. So if you want to see me you know, take out 3 vehicles in videos and stuff like that, or if you want me to do kind of comparison vehicle videos between 2 different tanks like the IS-7 and the Object 277, that sort of thing, then let me know. And bringing out multiple tanks rather than just the same kind of replays, both kind of I guess consecutively one after the other. You know, you have one good game in one tank and then a second good game in the same tank, but instead switching it up, trying to make it a bit more fresh and that sort of stuff. I'll be interested to see what you guys think about that if you're watching to this point. So yeah, I feel like this year's gone quite well. There's a lot of things that have kind of been good. There's a lot of things that have been less bad. I mean, recently just been plagued with illness and just feeling terrible. So yeah, it's been a bit of an annoyance to be able to create videos for you, but yeah, it's still been an enjoyable experience to kind of play along and see what you guys are and be kind of a crucial member in the community, I guess. Well, considering how many people have kind of subscribed and that sort of thing. So it's been amazing to kind of interact with a lot of the other YouTubers. It's been kind of great to talk with Wargaming and see what their thoughts are and stuff like that, through being a CC and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's on to the next year and seeing what kind of is in store. Of course, we started the PC channel on World of Tanks PC as well, so that was something that we did this year. We didn't focus super hard on it. We did go hard on 1 month, which worked out really well. And then, of course, yeah, trying to commit to 2 channels, uploading basically every day is difficult. And so you have to play a lot, which I found was definitely not very easy to do when you're balancing everything else out in your life, like working full time, as well as being able to kind of commit to engagements with families, that sort of thing, and just generally have a life outside of coming home from work and then doing more work, if you get what I mean. I mean, YouTube isn't necessarily work, it's more of a hobby, but it definitely can sometimes feel like work when you're constantly kind of producing content and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I definitely took a lot more breaks this year and just kind of chilling out and understanding that sometimes you just need a bit of downtime, which I feel like you guys have kind of respected, and it's been really good. So yeah, I'm feeling much more refreshed for next year, and hopefully we can kind of press on and really focus on getting out a lot more content next year. So I'll be interested to kind of see how it ends up at the end of the year next year. And whether or not we can kind of make this thing a bit more permanent, that sort of thing, and just yeah, it should be very fun to kind of see where the PC channel goes, as well as the console one, as we're approaching, you know, 17,000 subs. Maybe we can reach you know, upwards of 20,000 next year. I don't know, it's completely down to you guys and of course the content that I'm producing, and hopefully it's useful to you or you find some sort of value and I can provide that for you guys. Yeah, it'll be fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to kind of going on next year and seeing what's to offer. But other than that, we've kind of been really just chilling out, making sure to kind of interact with a few more of the community members. Of course, one of the biggest is Ricky Tiki Tave. Really been enjoying doing some streams and stuff like that. And if you watched the Christmas stream, you probably saw us live. So that was a great one. I really enjoy doing those Christmas streams. They're really fun. And of course, interacting with you guys and different members of the community is brilliant. So yeah, not a great game there. I don't think we had equipment in the stank, funnily enough. So yeah, that definitely didn't help. Yeah, apparently we didn't have equipment or premium ammunition, so that was a mistake by me. But either way, I feel like we kind of covered last year and kind of what happened and the sort of things that we're going to focus on next year. And I just really want to say just a massive thank you. The whole point of this video is to kind of talk about how it's gone, how I'm feeling, that sort of thing, and what's going to happen next year. Yeah, hopefully if you're interested in seeing more World of Tanks console, then yeah, you're going to see a whole lot more videos coming out next year, and we'll be focusing on trying to make them a bit more entertaining, I guess, or at least provide multiple tanks in one video so that you get a bit of a disbursement. Of course, we'll be doing normal tank reviews of the new tanks, that sort of stuff, and of course the news. But yeah, we'll be keeping it, trying to freshen it up and provide some new content for you guys. And as well, if you're interested in watching further World of Tanks console or World of Tanks content, then of course you have the PC channel where you can see more of me if you're really interested, and you want to see some more World of Tanks PC content. Maybe you play it, or maybe you just enjoy watching it. Then yeah, we're going to be doing more of that, and I think we're at about 6,500 subs on that channel. So yeah, that's going well, and people seem to be enjoying it. Even if the PC commenters are very different to the console commenters. So yeah, it'll be cool to see what you guys think of that as well. Of course, all of the links to the channels are down in the description below, as well as yeah, we'll be churning out a few more guides and stuff next year. I think we're going to focus on trying to educate and of course try and teach you a couple things, as well as, you know, keep it fresh and entertaining with various different tank reviews. If you have any questions, if you have any queries, let me know in the comment section down below. But overall, that was kind of how I was feeling feeling about the year and what's coming next year. And of course, I've had a brilliant and a blast playing and of course doing videos for you that you let me do for you guys. And yeah, just crazy. 2.1 million views in a year. That is, yeah, that's madness to even think about. But thank you so much for being here and for being subscribed, or even if you just watch the videos or you like the videos or whatever. It's just amazing to have you here. And yeah, I really do appreciate you. I hope you have a really, really amazing Christmas period, or, you know, if you don't celebrate Christmas, just an amazing time at this time of year. And of course, hopefully we have a brilliant next year, and I will see you in the next video tomorrow. Goodbye.